Halo semuanya, it means hello everyone in Indonesia. My name is Nur Maulidina. My nickname is Dina. I am from Jakarta, Indonesia. And right now, we are on climate action figures.
Well, hello and welcome to the 16th edition of Season 2 of Climate Action Figures. You may already know that my name is John, and this week on the show, you get to meet Dina. For this week's Quick Fix, we are going to pick a third card from the fun box of I Love My Planet that viewer Twyla sent in to us. And we're running a little low on quick fixes. So that is some action that you are taking to better the environment. And we love to hear from you. So please send us your quick fix into climateactionfigures@gmail.com or message us on Instagram or Facebook or even make a comment on YouTube. If you've got a quick fix to share with us, we will feature it on the show. But back to Twyla's for the day. Today's card says collect rainwater. It says collecting rainwater is good for the environment because it preserves water supplies. You can leave it out for animals to drink on hot days, and you'll be a superhero for the birds. And houseplants love rainwater too. So that is thanks to Twyla. Thanks for that quick fix, Twyla. On that note, welcome Dina to the program.
Hello, everyone.
And what do you think about Twyla's quick fix today?
I am born and raised in Jakarta, and it's quite often we have a rainfall in here. And about collecting rainwater, I think it's really great because most of the Indonesian household in Jakarta, we use groundwater for our daily use.
Wow. So, and it's such clean water that you can actually just drink it.
No, we're gonna use the filter.
Oh,
So yeah, we're gonna drill a holes like from my parent experience. They drilling holes for about like 20 meters to the ground,
okay.
and then we use the water filter for that.
Okay. Well, it's wonderful that you use that water that's right nearby you. Now, speaking of water, being in Indonesia, this is a country with a great deal of low-lying coastline. Is climate change a big thing on the minds of the Indonesian people?
Maybe if you saw on the news that a lot of happening in Jakarta, even our government, they already make a plan or even they want to move our capital city, Jakarta, to another island, which is called Kalimantan Island. One of the reason because our ground is sinking. One of the reason is it's not just the reaching sea levels, but because our overuse of groundwater. And then since we are located in coastline city, I think we are experiencing a lot of unpredictable weather, weather patterns, and especially people that living in the coastline, they are facing a very threat of displacement.
Now, Dina, how did you become interested in caring for the environment? How old were you when this became an important thing in your life?
I will say thanks to my father influence because this civil engineering. Also, in the past, he has a business selling a tree seed. So actually, that's happening because during the Asia final crisis during 1990, and then he trying to switch off the business from civil engineering to another business. And he told me that during at the time selling a tree seeding, he planted about almost like 1 million. I'm so inspired by him. And then when during in my high school, I was inspired to be marine biology because I saw on the documentary about what's happening in Australia, like Great Barrier Reef, and also a lot of that. And then I inspired to be a marine biology. But unfortunately, at the time, there is no like specific major in Indonesia for marine biology. And I should go to Australia, the nearest country. They have such a really great marine biology course. I raised by Asian tiger mom. So she doesn't want me to go abroad. And then so I'm the first generation in my family. I want to study abroad. And I'm trying to figure out which major that feel related to marine biology. And then I find out about my major forest resource conservation. And then since then, I'm more interesting about this.
So is it unusual for a woman to be involved in forestry there? Are there more women than men in forestry right now in Indonesia?
Yeah, I want to tell you about the interesting story because when I decided to take like a marine biology or like a forestry course in Indonesia, people like, huh, you are women because in the past, those kind of course is almost related to engineering course. So yeah, it's male dominated. And however, after COVID, a lot of youth from city, they want to study about forestry. And also at the same time, a lot of women, they want to interesting to study forestry.
Now, are there some foresters, many foresters in Indonesia who are really concerned about the environment?
A lot of they are interesting about what's happening about the climate change. But I will say, I think one of my friends is a youth activist and indigenous people. Her name Letania Bulai. She is from Indonesia. Technically, she's not forestry, but she's growing up with forestry environment. I would say she's a youth expert in Indonesia. If we talk about anything climate action and indigenous people, I got inspired from her. I want to be like her.
And that inspired you so much. I'm told you went to COP27 and COP28. Is that right?
Before I met Lekani, I have no idea about how forestry and climate action should be working together. And then after I met her in COP27 in 2022 in Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt, I'm just like, oh, this is how it works if we want to be youth activists.
So you actually met her at COP27 then.
Yes, yes.
Were you interested in COP29?
Yes, I am really interested about COP29 because last year, one of my friends, he's from Germany, he made a Snapgram story. The next COP29, it's going to be more focusing on forestry. COP29 is forestry COP. So he just taking a photo and did a comment on that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, as a forestry and what I experienced during COP27 and COP28, not a lot of forestry students attending COP. So I'm really, really excited with COP29.
Now, you were interested in COP29, but yet you did not go. Do you want to tell us why that was?
Unfortunately, I couldn't attend the COP29 this year in Baku, Azerbaijan, because I will say that if I'm being a student as a fresh graduate, it's more easier for me to gain a lot of funding to support me to come to COP29. I have no idea why this year they trying to cutting down a lot of conference batch to attending at COP29. I'm trying to get a virtual batch so we can attend virtually. And the funny thing that I couldn't even securing a badge. I have already asking a lot of my friends that they are the leader of their youth organization. They told me that, oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't provide you a virtual badge, but we could provide you physically badge to come to COP29. And I told them how I can come to COP29. It's really expensive. That's one of my challenge this year.
Wow. So the badge is your identification that allows you to attend the conference, right?
Yes, yes.
You couldn't get one at all.
No.
So let's go back to COP27 and 28, since you did experience those in person. After you attended those, did you find you were more or less hopeful than before? One of our audience members wanted to know what you thought about that. So thanks to Tina for that question.
There's a lot of climate anxiety about what's happening after COP. You know, we don't have any hope, especially related to nature and biodiversity. Of course, I'm going to feel hopeless. But again and again, I took a long flight to go there. And I met a lot of amazing people. And it makes me more passionate to giving awareness that please make nature and biodiversity or ocean as well as a main topic and main discussion, not just like, we are a forestry professional trying to make our own dialogue. So I'm more getting passionate to giving out more awareness and maybe creating more community to pushing down about this topic.
Now, Dina, Tina had a second question for you. She asked, as a result of your attendance at COP27 and 28, was there anything that shifted for you, that changed for you, maybe particularly in regards to the Indonesian forestry practices?
Yeah, one thing that I'm so interested after attending, especially COP28. So Indonesia government and Brazil and Congo, they trying to make an alliance especially for sustainably forest governance. I think it's really interesting because this country is very famous. We have like such a rich biodiversity sector. A lot of country depending on our carbon as well. And I hope that especially for upcoming COP30 in Brazil, those aliens already got implemented and already working towards that.
We had another audience member, David, who sent in a question. You are involved with Youngo. We've talked with a number of youth from the Youngo organization, and David was interested in that. So he said he went onto the website, and it says, in quotes, Youngo references a UN where youth is sitting at the decision-making tables and is taken seriously. Do you believe that's happening?
Well, I'm part of Younger as well since 2022 after I'm joining COP27. First of all, I cannot speak on behalf of Younger, but I'm going to share my experience as a Younger members. And currently, I am the one of the contact point of our working group where it's called Nature and Eco. And what I observe from my another friends, Younger friends, they are on the ground. They do as they can to give an intervention, echoing what they need, and then give a lot of input, especially for parties. I will say, yeah, that's really important about, especially if you participate in this formal discussion. And that's what I see from my friends. They really do such an amazing job on this.
Before we let you go, Dina, we should ask you if you've chosen a climate action for us today.
It's related to what we talked at the beginning of our conversation. I would say collecting rainwater, like what we have done in my house. We make a biosphere holes in our ground. That's why I have a climate action, what I have done. And also in Indonesia, when I'm taking a bath, we have like a habit. It's called gayung. I'm not sure how I can explain it in English, but in Indonesia, yeah, it's called gayung. We take a bath with a lot of water in there. We're showering with a lot of, those like a cup holder, and it's quite big actually. And what I have tried to do is that I taking a shower, which is that it's less using a lot of water, especially groundwater. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
So it reduces your water consumption.
Yes, reducing my
Okay.
water consumption.
And last question today for you, Dina. What gives you hope?
It's quite hard to answer, but my hope that as the youth, and especially as a forestry graduate, I hope that for the future, as however informal discussion, I hope that nature and biodiversity and ocean, a topic is always part of the main priority, as I mentioned it to you before, like not just part of formal dialogue between the professional in this field.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Dina.
Yes, thank you so much, John, for inviting me. And yeah, so I can echoing as a forestry from Indonesia.
And thank you, listener or viewer, if you've joined us on YouTube. We will be back again next Tuesday to hear from another fabulous, fascinating, and far-flung climate action figure. Until then,
And go figures.
This has been Climate Action Figures. Our show is produced and hosted by John Whidden. Our creative consultant is Kayla McIntosh. Our theme song is Hawaii Vacation by Tavari. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Climate Action Figures. That's all one word. And if you have any other questions or comments that arose from this or any episode, feel free to reach out to us at climateactionfigures@gmail.com. And thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with another Climate Action Figure.